We'll start with a small prayer. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsajanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Mukhaṁ karoti vācāṁ Pangum langhayate girim Yat kripatamaham vande Paramanandamadhavam Param Anandamadhavam. Simple bombing. From here on, as I was mentioning in the previous class, there would be descriptively briefing about the characteristics of self, although there are no characters, at least mentioning a bit about this eternal consciousness behind all the things, behind all the beings, will throw some light upon our viveka, our discrimination. So, in continuation with the previous shloka, is going to be similar addressing, but yet please pay patient heed to what is said. 2.24 now. Achedhyoyamadahyoyam Achedhyoyamadahyoyam Akledyo shoshayevacha Akledyo shoshayevacha Nitya sarvagatasthanu Nitya sarvagatasthanu Achaloyam sanatanaha Achaloyam sanatanaha Achedyoyam, that which cannot be cut. Adahyoyam, that which cannot be burnt. Akledya, that which cannot be wetted. Adahyaha, ashoshyaha, that which cannot be dried. Or I should say, that which cannot be weakened. Okay, rather than going to the second line, we'll understand this first line again. Achedyaha, adahyaha, akledyaha, ashoshya. Again, reiterating the same sentences. Only when we are into this body idea, we are into this 5 elemental process. What happens in deep sleep? Now that you know, self is that which is unchangeable in 3 states: in deep sleep, in wakefulness, and in dream. All the 3 states, only this remains unchanged. Now let's take the deep sleep state, Sushupti. What happens there? The body ceases to exist. The mind definitely, yes, because there is no dream. No. The intellect stops all its judgment and criterias and those compartmentalizing things, all those are stopped. What happens when we get up from deep sleep? Suddenly you get to realize there is body. Suddenly the mind starts to bloom. Oh my God, within an hour I have to reach there. And then the intellect starts to analyze. So there is a state where all these so-called delusions, including space and time. Why do I call as space and time delusions? Because when you are aware of the space, then you are deluded in a manner that you start to move from one place to another to seek perfection. Why is time delusion? When you are aware of the time, then you either go to the future and then seek perfection, or go to the past, find the cause of the suffering, and then end doing nothing. Neither achieving in the future, nor repentance of the past, or nor non-doing of the same mistake that we did in the past. So happens. Hence, space and time also is so subtly embedded in that state. Is no awareness of space and time in deep sleep. And suddenly when you're waken up with someone, or you get awake, space comes into existence. Time come into existence. And then all these delusions occur. So starting from space, time, body, mind, elements, intellect, indriya, sense organs, all those that we possess right now in the waking state, everything becomes delusion. Why am I talking all this stuff? Because everything is killable. Everything can extinguish. Everything can be put down to ashes. Everything can be dusted. But that eternal consciousness from where all these arise, that which is immutable, that which is unchangeable, is not in any way touching the five elements. In any way. Asangho hyayam purushaha, says Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. The self is completely unattached. Asangaha, yayam, asangyoha, ayam, this. That is very important. The word this says that it is here. It is here and now. See, detachment cannot be accrued in some time. It cannot be accrued in some time. We think we will practice detachment, and then slowly we accrue, and then we accomplish. When you recognize the imperishable nature of the body perishable nature of the body, and that imperishable, immutable Atman, that discrimination, when you recognize that, here and now, there is Viveka. Here and now, there is Vairagya. Here and now, there is Jnana. So by reiterating that it is not diminished by fire, it is not touched by water, it is not destroyed by air or space, By reiterating all these things, we see that how strong we are in reality. Hence, Swamiji says in some other manner, let me dilute it down. Changelessness is immortality. Change is death. Swamiji says, life is strength. Death is weakness. Death happens to body. Why are you going to that realm of weakness? Death is happening to your mind. Fear is happening to your mind. Why are you going there? Be immortal. Recognize yourself. How do I recognize? Sit and meditate? No. No. By listening to the words of Gita and Upanishad, what is happening? There is a stable nature occurring then and there, here and now, here and now. That is recognizing self. And if you're a master, or if you're trying to progress yourself, self-progress, then what you have to do, you do that in your kitchen while you're cooking. You do the same while you're making your assignments. You do that when you're at job. You do that when you interact with your relationships. That is putting things into practice. That is what is Krishna is talking about. Okay. Now coming to the second line. Nityaha sarvagataha sthanuhu achalaha ayam. Again the same word. Ayam is this. It's not something that you're going to achieve. It is not somewhere which is far away. It is here. It is you. It is your reality, which you are blinded and you are not able to see, not able to distinguish. Ayam Sanatana. Nitya. What does Nitya mean? Nityaha means that which is eternal. That which is out of the sphere of time. To be very, very precise, this self exists even before birth, during life, even during death, it exists. Even after death, it exists. I'll put it in different sentences. This self exists even before creation of the universe, during creation, long billion years of earth and solar system that has been, that has been existing all these years, even during apocalypse and even after. This is me, this is you. This eternal consciousness, this principle alone exists. Where does it exist? Sarvagataha. The second characteristic. It is there everywhere. Is it in bacteria? Yes. Is it in a cat? Yes. Is it in me? Yes. Is it in an alien? Yes. Is it in a tree? Yes. Is it in an insect? Yes. Is it in this table? Yes. So, the second characteristic is saying, first characteristic, Nityaha says it is out of the realm of bounds of time. The second characteristic is saying it is completely out of the sphere of space. Is there everywhere, in and around, all over. Then why do you ask, Lalita? Why do you ask me to sit and meditate? Why do you ask me to practice? Why do you ask me to listen patiently? Only through introspection you get this. Only through introspection you get this. How do you introspect? You know, we all know how we introspect. We introspect upon our own troubles. Who is the cause? Who is doing this to me? Again, the human comedy was that was mentioned by Aurelia and Iona. That's the best human comedy, looking at our own behavior, the mental behavior. Introspection has to go beyond senses and mind. It has to go beyond the mental process itself. Mind should not do this introspection. How is it possible? Only through listening this happens. Thakur, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, shortly called as, favoritely called as Thakur, says there is a nadi in your karna. There is a karna nadi. There's an energy channel in your ear. This karna nadi establishes spiritual progress, he says. What does it mean? Listen to such discourses. Listen and be in this satsanga. What is satsanga? Being in good company. What is good? Not me, not Gita, you yourself. You yourself. When you are in company with your real self, with the true self, there is peace. There is peace. And this happens in Shavasana. This happens while listening to the instructions, listening to the Gita. Hence, Thakur rightly said, spiritual progress, spiritual peace is established in through the Karna Nadi. Okay. Nityaha Sarvagata. The third one, Sthanu. Sthanu means unstable, not like Arti's phone. Unstable. You know, there is a Sanskrit word for body, Shava. It is also known as corpse, the dead one. And inside the Shava, there is Shiva, the unstable one. So, finding the unstable, recognizing the unstable. Sorry, I think I made a major mistake here. Recognizing the stable inside the unstable one. Unstable is your body because body undergoes so many stages, getting birth, there is infanthood, there is adolescence, there is adulthood, there is old age, and there is one time that we don't see the person, the name diminishes, there is death. This is what happens to the body, very unstable. I can't speak how mind is. The very nature of mind is being unstable. So body, mind is this unstable entity. But there is a stable, the most stable and sound entity, which is the Shiva in this Shiva. Recognizing this stability, the sthanu, the sound, the grounded, the strong one, undergoing no change, is sthanu, is self. Achalaha. Achalaha means almost the same of being stable. Achalaha means immovable. What does move? The mind moves, right? How does the thought arise, dear? How does the thought arise? The thought arises only with a state of understanding, correct? When you understand this is not related to me, you don't think. Like nobody thinks about what is happening in Kuwait. No. But everybody thinks about what is my next week plan? What should I do? When there is a string of I-ness, that is related to me, then the thoughts spring up. That's how mind works. If someone is there in Kuwait of your category, of your acquaintance, of your, friendship, then you think, am I audible? Is the internet stable? Yes. Okay. So mind is that the thoughts or that waves that spring out when there is I-ness introduced. Now think for yourself. You have done so much of shavasanas with me. Think for yourself. The mind started to think while the shavasana started. Even during shavasana, it is always moving. But there had been, for sure, fraction of 2-3 seconds, perhaps fraction of 1 second, where the thoughts became still. As if it had walked down that long lane, weary, exhausted, and then putting its head down unto something. Unto something. That something, just after the shavasana, that something is the self. Time, space, thoughts, body, elements, all are just appearances. All are just appearances. Why am I saying this? Because when that something starts to blossom or get its magnified presence all over, all these appearances diminish. You don't get to see, you don't get to feel them. Somewhere it got dissolved into. Didn't you feel that? Didn't you feel like that at any point of shavasana? Yes, we do. So that which is immovable, although movable things spring out from it. That is achalaha. Achalaha, ayam sanatana. This ayam means this. This one, not that one. This one, because it is very near. It is you. You don't have to accomplish. You don't have to reach. Ayam sanatanaha. Sanatanaha is also denotes the same meaning. That which is eternal. That which is timeless. That which has no beginning, no end. That which will remain. Now, when I talk about such things in master degree classes of yoga, I'm talking about 18, 19-year-old lads, 20-year-olds. They used to pose me this usual question. Why is that I have to realize this self? That's how they are. They are young, they are immature. And hence they pose this question, and very, very much logical according to their brain. Now, Krishna also gives the answer in the next shloka. But let me just give one orientation for that. As long as you are in this body awareness, as long as you are in this mental sphere, intellect sphere, what did you gain? I gained many things. You ask me, I was a state topper in my 12th exam, 12th grade. I gained so much reputation. I got to get good college like this. And then, are you happy? Still happy about? No. I was happy then, but still there are more things to be done. Now I have to establish myself as a great yoga therapist, heal people, and gain some more reputation. Hundreds and thousands in number in India. I have to establish myself as one strong one. Okay. What if you become a yoga therapist, strong, established, much reputed, own your studio? Then what is that you do? I marry. I take care of my people. I beget sons and children, daughters. I take care of them. It's okay. What next? What next? This is how I live. And will you be happy? Oh, I don't know. You never know. Marriage is, what I call as jua in Hindi. What is it? What is it in English? It's like gambling. When you gamble, you either become rich or you're done for your life. That's how it is. You might be happy, you might be not. And again, you do not know whether your children are going to be the torch bearers of so-called lineage that you hold. So, by leading this normal life, there is no pure happiness. The so-called bodily awareness, mental awareness, intellectual awareness, all these put together, we've been leading all these life. What now? Some 30, 40 years? Yeah. There is still an aspect of a thing that we have to achieve. There is still something that we are missing. And this will be for sure all the years for coming, because this life made of bodily mental awareness is imperfect as such. And what are we trying to milk from this imperfection? Pure happiness, which is not at all going to be possible. Not at all possible. Then should I commit suicide? Should I kill myself? No. Do the same, but with a difference in the awareness that you hold. Just a mild difference. I call it as fine tuning of the radio channel. When you don't tune that properly, there's so much noise you can't even hear. But when you tune in rightly, there's good music. What is the tuning of awareness? Tuning of awareness towards your real self, my dear. Towards this reality that I am imperishable, immutable. I am that strongest spark of consciousness that will remain. Now tell me, if you are strong with this awareness, who is going to insult you? When someone speaks bad about you, there is bad mouthing happening. Will you get indulged? No. You will think, oh, this is something that they are talking about my body. They are talking about by some name and form which begetted, which is begotten by this name and form. No, this is not me. This is not me. What happens to your state of sufferings when you are in pain, emotional, physical? What happens then? Again, the strong awareness rises up, and then you start to discard, this is not me. This is happening to my mind. This is happening to this emotional havoc is happening only into the layer of mind which is just unstable, which is not me, which is not me. Then and there is freedom, dear. Then and there is freedom. And that tuning of awareness will make you live dirt-free, muck-free, pain-free, suffering-free, ever happy. What do you want? Choice is ours, right? Choice is ours. In most cases, problem happens only when we, like octopus, like octopus, take all our hands and grab a person or grab a situation, grab an object and pull it to ourselves. This is me, mine. In most cases, it happens. Don't become an octopus. Why do you have to become an octopus? We are all humans, right? You're not octopus. When you think that you are an octopus and then you have so many hands and you can hand on very many things, you can handle many things, and then you're all over the places, you are entangled, you are trapped. Few days ago, I was talking to Kamini auntie about this example. I'll take this example again. When you are dreaming that you are drowning in an ocean, the creation of ocean is also you. You drowning is also created by you. This is a kind of trap that we are in. We have created all these entanglements. How do you come out of it? By swimming across that dream ocean? No, just waking up to that light. Illumine yourself that you are self, not this body, not this mind, not this changeable, not this destroyed by elements, not this. Naiti. Every time. (2.25) Avyaktoyam achintyoyam. Avyaktoyam achintyoyam. Avikaryoyamuchyate. Avikaryoyamuchyate. Tasmadevam viditvainam. Tasmadevam viditvainam. Nanushochitumarhasi. Nanushochitumarhasi. Every word in this shloka is a mantra. Mantra or signpost to meditation. Please have patient hearing here. Avyaktoyam. This Atman, this Brahman, this self is the unmanifested. Avyaktoyam. Achintyoyam. It cannot be thought and then grasp. You cannot comprehend this. Achintyoyam. Avikaryo ayam. No? This one, this Atman, this your real self is avikara. It undergoes no change. It is changeless. What, Lalita, you keep doing the same thing. Krishna is repeating the same things. What is this? Just now we understood everything. If you have understood everything, I give you a caution. This is the greatest disclaimer given by Krishna. It is avyakta, it is unmanifested, which means it cannot be grasped by your ears, by your eyes. Achintyoyam, it cannot be comprehended by your mind, my dear. Then why am I here? Why am I listening to you? Why are you explaining? Your explanation is futile. It cannot be grasped by sense organs. You cannot speak about this. Hence, silence. Hence, silence is the communications means, means of communication. Gurostu maunam vyakhyanam shishyastu chinna samshayaha. The guru is in mauna, is in complete silence, and that silence is pervaded. With that pervasion of silence, all the doubts of Shishya is dismantled, is destroyed. Okay, seriously, my dear, why am I here? Why am I doing this Svadhyaya session? Why are you speaking? Seriously. When we meditate, we close our eyes and then try to find the real self. All those real Gita listeners does this. Yeah. Or during Shavasana, we are trying to find that real self. Now let me recognize, it is humanly possible. It is only humanly possible. This is the only opportunity that I've got. I've got this Vivek. I've got this Vijnanamaya Kosha in it. Okay? I'm going to do all these trials, all these experiments. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then we end up processing with our intellect, processing with our mind, getting visuals again, a game of a mind and the intellect. We are in serious trouble. Hence is a signpost to meditation, I said. Avyakta. It is like an experience, my dear. Experience cannot be experience of a deep sleep cannot be grasped by your sense organs. They are sleeping, right? But when you're out of sleep, how charged you are. I got a good sleep today. It was deep. It was subtle. I'm supercharged. But can you explain? Can you explain how sweet the jaggery would be? The sweetness of the jaggery. How is it different from the sugar? Huh? The experience is from within, from the experiencer himself. It becomes real only when it is experienced. Now, how do I get there? By constantly giving the signpost, giving the signs that I should not experience it through my sense organs, through my mind, or through my logical intellect. this experience will spring out. It will drench you. It will drown you. You will be surrounded with this absolute Satchit Ananda, absolute existence, bliss and awareness, pure, unblemished by any kind of feeling, any kind of emotion. And that is, then you realized self. When that is there, then you realized self. So, when we practice yoga, when we meditate, when we do shavasana, have this signpost. It should be unmanifested, not grasped by your any of these ingredients, any of your chitta vikara, any of your antakarana, any of your mind, intellect, sense organs, memory, and some meditators do this mistake also. With their past memory of having a nice experience, they try to bring that back. It's again a mental process. It's again a process of chitta. So be careful. Behold, there's always a behold before. Behold, this is unmanifested. Avyaktaya. Ayam achintya. You can't think. I think I explained this in the previous shloka itself. When you think, it is always I-ness that is coming. Not the experience of I. Not the experience of I. So when you think and understand and comprehend, my God, we have understood nothing. Behold, we have understood nothing. Only when you understand, only when you recognize it as the sweetness of the jaggery as an experience, then you know a bit of something, bit about yourself. Muka swadaha. A dumb trying to explain the sweetness of the jaggery. That's how it is. That's how Adi Shankaracharya puts it. Oh, I have to give the book, Shankaracharya's book, to Kamini Ante. Achintya. You can't think about. Hence, Bhagavan Ramana interestingly says, to think is not your real nature. To think is not your real nature. You have to abnormalize yourself, bring in ego there, bring in mind there, then only you can think. Hence that famous incident of sarcoma in his hand, and these ardent disciples, they also tried leech therapy. There's this leech therapy in Ayurveda, very famous. These village healers came with the leeches and then tried to suck the bad blood, and then they were all in tears, saying, Bhagavan, you have to do this. You have to rectify this. You can do this. He says, how can I do this? It is not possible. It is not real. How do I come down from that reality sphere to a sphere of dream? to a sphere of delusions, to a sphere of appearances where I have to consider that this is my body, there is a left hand, I have to consider there is a mind, I have to consider that the mind has to focus on the right, on that right or left hand, whatever it is. Oh, impossible. So it is unreal. It is unreal. Okay. Krishna also gives a statutory warning here. Tasmadevam viditvainam nanushocitumarhasi. This word is also very important. Tasmat. Tasmat means hence. He is trying to conclude his voracious philosophy, Jnana Yoga here. Hence, Arjuna, he is not saying grieve not, worry not. He's saying you don't have any right to grieve. You don't have any right to worry. Why so? Is he emphatic that way by saying that you don't have any right? Because leading an unusual delusional life is not us. Only in a delusional appearance-based life you can grieve, you can worry. If someone is dying, you being that subtle awareness can very well understand that it is only the body that is getting decayed. The self will exist, has existed, never going to decay, will be forever. Then where is the worry? Where is the grievance? Hence he says you don't have any right to worry. You don't have any right to grieve. Swamiji also says, grieve not, fear not. Grieving and fearing, grieving and getting scared is all an unusual thing, an abnormal thing. We as a human, as a recognized person, or if you feel that you're a lion among men, a lion among men, you're a lioness among women, you find yourself completely different. There's some divine amsha in you. You know that that spark is there in you. You should never grieve. You should never grieve. You should never fear. What happens when I fall down? I'm already, struggling. If I tend to grieve, if I tend to fear, what should I do? Get that antidote. Get that antidote of Ravana. Bhagavan, what does he say? Who is grieving? Who is getting scared? Introspect. Ask yourself. Ask yourself. Who is getting panic stricken? Who is grieving? Who is scaring? Who is experiencing this happiness, this rich happiness of being in a swing? Who is experiencing? Who is the experiencer? Ask yourself. Don't answer. If you answer again, intellect process, you'll be into that vicious cycle. Don't answer. Ask. Keep asking. Keep asking. Keep asking. I call this as hammer. First time when Uli asked, why are you saying hammering? I said, it hits right on the nail of the head of the nail. Hence, hammering. You have to hammer right on the head of the nail. What's the use? Otherwise, what's the use? Tasmadevam viditvainam. Having recognized that, now we all have known a little bit of that. No, I don't say that you have realized. You have known a little bit. Of, you have no right to worry from now. You have no right to worry. 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 You have no You have no right to grieve from now. Thank you for now. Questions?